Are you having a hard time figuring out what to get Dad for Father's Day? You should check out Row 1 Brand's Vintage Pictorum Gallery. They have America's best sports art. With over 7,200 historic sports prints, you're assured to find something unique for Dad this Father's Day. Instead of a boring old tie, get him a historic baseball photo taken by Henry High Sandom at the historic Polo Grounds Stadium in New York City during the 1894 Temple Cup. Or, if he's an NFL buff, check out the 1963 vintage NFL poster. These are so good looking that you'll be amazed how they turn out. Shop now at sportshistorynetwork.com/row1 and save 15% off your order.
This is Basketball History 101 with Rick Loayza.
Welcome back to Basketball History 101, part of the Sports History Network. I am your host, Rick Loayza, and this is the podcast where we bring to life some of the forgotten stories from basketball history. We are bringing old school basketball to a new school audience. And today we bring you a short bonus episode. I wanted to do something for the NBA Finals, and this also gives me the opportunity to give you a short story that would normally not make it into a regular episode. Once we confirmed that the Golden State Warriors were going to play the Boston Celtics in the championship, it struck me immediately that these were two of the original NBA teams. If you watch the NBA, then you know that this season is the 75th anniversary season. The NBA started all the way back in the fall of 1946 with 11 teams for that inaugural season. Of those 11 original teams, only 3 are still playing today. Those 3 teams are the Golden State Warriors, who originally started as the Philadelphia Warriors before moving to California. The other 2 are the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Together, they have won 25 championships. The Celtics have 17, the Warriors have 6, and the Knicks have 2. Of course, by the time this year's finals are over, either the Celtics will have their 18th championship or the Warriors will have their 7th. That is a full third of all of the championships with just these 3 teams. But I also wanted to talk about the other 8 teams that no longer exist. As I mentioned before, the NBA was not always the multi-billion-dollar league that it is today. The league had very humble beginnings, and nobody was getting rich from professional basketball. Not the players, and not the owners either. Even a star player only made the equivalent of around $80,000 in 2022 money. It is a decent salary for sure, but just a tiny fraction of what players make today. So, with that context in mind, 8 of those original teams went out of business pretty quickly. Here is a list of those teams and how long they stayed in the NBA. The Cleveland Rebels, Detroit Falcons, Pittsburgh Ironmen, and Toronto Huskies only lasted 1 year before going out of business. That left the NBA with only 7 teams for their second season. So they recruited the Baltimore Bullets for that second year just so that they could have 8 teams and keep balanced divisions. And by the way, I do an entire episode on the Baltimore Bullets. It's episode 74 if you want to go check out that story. Okay, so that is 4 teams that only lasted 1 season. Then there were the Providence Steamrollers that made it 3 seasons before going out of business. The Chicago Stags and the St. Louis Bombers made it 4 seasons before folding themselves. Then the Washington Capitals made it through 5 seasons before closing down their team for good. In total, 15 different NBA teams have gone out of business. That includes the 8 teams that I just mentioned, plus 7 more that joined the league later, but then again closed down pretty quickly. But all of them did it prior to 1954. Since the NBA started using the shot clock in 1954, no NBA team has gone out of business. But what kept the Warriors, Celtics, and Knicks in business when other teams were not able to make it? Well, for one, the Celtics and the Knicks had by far the largest arenas in the NBA with the original Boston Garden and Madison Square Garden, respectively. They had more tickets to sell than any other teams, and more tickets means more money. The Warriors won the championship that very first season and established a solid fan base. After all, everybody loves a winner. So this quick bonus episode is as much about celebrating the 3 original NBA teams that still play today. It is also equal part honoring the teams that are no longer, but still contributed to the early life of the NBA. So enjoy the rest of your NBA Finals. Good luck to both the Warriors and the Celtics, and I will see you all next week for our next regular episode. I want to thank my producer and editor, Jacob Loayza. Join us each week as we continue to mine the history of basketball for more great stories from the past. Take care, and see you soon.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
At the Sports History Network, we're all about sports yesteryear, and so we're so pleased to introduce you to Row One, an online memorabilia gallery and shop that brings your sports history to life anywhere. The Row One gallery includes over 5,200 gorgeously reproduced prints of team posters, game program covers, game tickets, advertisements, and more in baseball, pro and college football, pro and college basketball, and more. And any gallery item may be printed in a variety of sizes on wood, metal, canvas, acrylic, or poster paper. And in Row One shop, check out the thousands more of unique items with the retro and historical designs dating back to 1876, including t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, phone cases, mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Go to sportshistorynetwork.com, ROW1, for access to the full Row One catalog and for gallery prints and gift items, plus get a 15% discount off all prints on the Row One Pictorium Gallery with coupon code SHN15. Follow the link on the show notes.